I'm about to show you 14 signs that reveal your dog is smarter than you think. If he does several of these things, he's not just clever, he's a bona fide canine genius. Number 10 even surprised the scientists. 1. They know what you're going to do. Does your dog usually wait for you at the door before you get home? It isn't some supernatural sixth sense. It's an impressive display of canine intelligence that many of us mistake for simple routine. Your dog has developed a sophisticated system to predict your moves. He uses environmental cues like the sun's position or distant sounds to know exactly when you'll show up. But there's more. Did you lace up your running shoes? Your dog already knows it's time for a walk. Tighten your necktie. He knows you're heading to work and that he'll be on his own for a few hours. If your dog knows what you're about to do before you do it, congratulations, you've got a true detective at home. 2. They show empathy and offer comfort. Have you noticed how he magically appears at your side the moment you start to cry? It's no accident. This behavior reveals a deep emotional intelligence that many scientists have begun to study seriously. Researchers have discovered that dogs can detect subtle changes in your facial expression and shifts in your tone of voice. Even more surprising, they can also pick up specific scents you emit when you experience different emotional states. That's why, when you feel down, your dog not only notices but stays beside you until the emotional storm passes. 3. They learn from their mistakes. Your dog's adaptive intelligence goes far beyond what you might think. When a dog gets pricked sniffing a hedgehog, he doesn't need that painful lesson twice to understand he should keep his distance. While we humans often have to make the same mistake several times before we learn, your dog adjusts his behavior after just one negative experience. That skill contradicts the belief that dogs forget quickly or are doomed to repeat their errors. So how can you tell just how smart your dog is? Easy. If one bad experience is enough for him to learn the lesson, you've got a bona fide canine genius at home. But if he needs to make the same mistake a few times, well, let's just say he's an innocent soul with plenty of enthusiasm, even if he's not exactly the sharpest pup on the block. 4. They communicate with you in clever ways. Since he can't speak our language, your dog has created a secret code with you. When he brings his leash in his mouth, he's asking for a walk. When he carries his empty bowl to the kitchen, he's telling you he's hungry. What's fascinating is that these signals form a unique code between you and your dog. A smart dog experiments with behaviors and keeps the ones that work best. If a soft bark by the door gets you to let him out, he'll repeat that exact pattern. But if this seems like a strong sign of smarts, the next one is reserved for the truly ingenious pups. 5. They use objects to solve problems. Your dog might be showing a cognitive ability once thought to belong only to primates and a few birds, using tools to solve problems. Has your dog ever pushed a chair to reach that piece of food on the table? Then you've got a genuine genius at home. Unlike his wolf ancestors, your companion can develop the amazing skill of manipulating objects around him. Science has documented fascinating cases where dogs use their paws and snouts not only to communicate, but also to physically change their surroundings. Some open complex latches, others pull the toilet handle to get fresh water, and many push objects to reach otherwise inaccessible spots. That kind of manipulation of the physical world shows a very sophisticated level of causal thinking. When your dog uses objects to solve problems, he's proving he understands cause and effect. 6. They understand your gestures and body language. Some dogs have a talent that will surprise you even more. They can perfectly grasp what you want just by watching your gestures. When you point at something, there are dogs that not only follow the direction of your finger, but also understand the intention behind the motion. This ability even surpasses that of monkeys. While scientists struggle to teach chimpanzees the simple gesture of pointing, your dog can master it naturally. Can your dog track down hidden objects just by following the direction of your gaze or an outstretched finger? Even human babies don't pick up this skill with the same ease. And now I want to tell you about a remarkably subtle sign that still showcases the great intelligence many dogs possess. But first, know that if you head to happydogsplace.com/gift and grab a free guide filled with simple tips to keep your pup happy and entertained, It's packed with fun ideas to reduce stress and make their tail wag even more. Check the description for the link. You don't want to miss this. 7. They can't stand injustice. Your dog not only understands your gestures, but also has a surprising sense of what's fair and what's not. Picture a room with 2 dogs together, yet only one of them gets treats for doing things right. That would be unfair, right? At the Clever Dog Lab at the University of Vienna, scientists recreated that scenario and found something fascinating. When 2 dogs were asked to shake and only one was rewarded, the ignored dog stopped cooperating. That behavior shows up at home too. If you pet another dog, yours will try to step in. These findings highlight that animals are far more intelligent and emotional than they're usually given credit for. This frustration with inequality is on par with the moral development of 3-year-old children. 8. They learn commands in record time. Did you know there's a huge difference between dogs when it comes to learning new commands? While some need just 5 repetitions to get it, others require up to 100 tries to understand the same cue. That gap isn't stubbornness, it shows the amazing cognitive flexibility among different dogs. And here's a fun fact. Quick learners process commands without constantly needing treats. These dogs are interpreting our language in a far more sophisticated way than we used to think. 9. They have an impressive vocabulary. Speaking of decoding our words, have you ever had to spell out walk so your dog doesn't jump for joy too soon? If you've had to pull that trick, you already suspect your pup is pretty smart. Humans use about 5,000 words in day-to-day conversation. Yet your dog can learn on average up to 250 of them, but that number is nowhere near the limit. There are exceptional dogs like Chaser, a border collie studied by scientists, who showed she understood more than 1,000 words. To be exact, Chaser could identify and fetch 1,022 toys by name. What's fascinating is how dogs' brains process those words. MRI studies have revealed something surprising. When your dog hears words he knows, his brain lights up in a way very similar to ours when we process language. 10. They can combine words using interactive buttons. Do you know those buttons that play a word when a dog or cat steps on them? Get ready for what scientists have found. A study at the University of California, San Diego analyzed more than 260,000 button presses from 152 dogs over almost 2 years. The surprise wasn't just that dogs use the buttons. What really caught researchers' attention was that 195,000 of those presses followed statistically significant patterns. When a dog hits outside, followed by bathroom, he isn't acting at random. According to lead researcher Federico Rossano, these combinations appear far more often than chance would predict. Dogs are literally telling us, I need to go out to do my business, or pairing food and water to say they're thirsty after eating. 11. They invent their own games. Has your dog ever deliberately dropped his ball down the stairs just so he can chase it? That behavior is neither random nor accidental. It's the work of a creative canine mind in action. When your dog turns an old blanket into an elaborate tug-of-war toy, he's showing a kind of thinking we once thought was exclusive to humans. We call it self-initiated play, and it involves creating something new instead of simply copying. This kind of spontaneous creativity is proof of higher intelligence. 12. They are escape artists. There's a big difference between these escape artists and dogs that bolt due to anxiety. Furry Houdinis act calmly and precisely, carefully surveying their surroundings before making a move. While anxious dogs try to flee in a panic, these master escapees solve the puzzle with extraordinary spatial understanding. First, they spot the weakness in their confinement, then plan a precise sequence of moves, and finally pull off their great escape without leaving a trace. If your dog is an escape master, you'll need to sharpen your wits because you're trying to manage an intelligence greater than you think. 13. They have a phenomenal memory. Many people think dogs live only in the moment, but science is finding their long-term memory is extraordinary. They can identify people after long stretches apart. They also remember specific details like, this person plays with me using my blue plush, creating complex associations that last a long time. Dogs combine different types of memory. Their spatial memory lets them recall routes after walking them just once, while their episodic memory helps them remember where they hid a toy months ago. They can even remember commands for years without practicing them, which shows impressive intelligence. If your dog leads you straight to that park you visited a year ago, it's not luck or basic instinct. It's a display of smarts and solid memory. 14. They learn by watching other dogs or people. Smart dogs not only recall past experiences, they also learn through observation. Has your dog figured out how to open the toy bin after watching you do it over and over? That's not simple imitation. It's a complex cognitive process. It used to be thought that only primates could learn this way, but studies have shown dogs also analyze, understand, and replicate actions, especially when they're puppies. This advanced social skill lets them anticipate intentions and adapt better to their surroundings. As you can see, your dog's intelligence might be higher than you thought. You just need to watch a bit more for these subtle signs. Now, I'd like you to keep learning about him, so I recommend you check out the other video that's on screen. In it, I explain the 15 things that can hurt your dog emotionally. Tap the picture to open the video and learn them all. That way, you'll know if you're doing something you shouldn't.